welcome. I am so proud to be here with the largest Democratic club in the state. And if we get 30 members to a meeting, that's good. So you're really on top of it. I'm State Senator Frederica Wilson. I'm battling a cold. I just left Washington, D.C. for the Congressional Black Caucus weekend. Had the opportunity to meet and greet a lot of Congress people who are waiting for me to come back and join them. I served on the Miami-Dade County School Board for 6 years. First, I was a principal of a school called Skyway Elementary, an award-winning school. And then I ran for the school board, served on the school board for 6 years. While I served on the school board, I founded a program called the 5,000 Role Models of Excellence Project. It's a program, and we take little boys in elementary school, we mentor them through middle school, through high school, and then we send them to college. So there are thousands and thousands of these young men, little boys walking around Miami-Dade County now because we've mentored them. Thousands of men are members of this program. We've gotten all the jails involved, the prisons, the colleges, the universities, the hospitals, all of the schools, the chambers, the Beacon Council. Everybody's involved in this program, the hotels, in order to keep these little boys on the right track and stop them from dropping out of school. Make them know that I've never represented Broward County before. I've always represented Miami-Dade County right up to the Broward County line. House of Representatives, the Senate, and then they drew the congressional district across the Broward County line. So now I represent the Broward County line. So all the people that have been calling me about, oh, why don't you have a 5,000 Role Models Project in Broward? We have one in St. Petersburg, we doing one in Jacksonville and Orlando. So I guess now that I'm representing Broward, that's the next step. And we'll see what we can do with the school board. I just want to say to you the importance of voting, especially this year. When I served in Tallahassee, and while serving in Tallahassee, when I got there, I went with Governor Bush. So the entire legislature was Republican. The governor, the House, the Senate. And it got worse and worse every year. They would just gain seats and gain seats, and we would lose seats and lose seats. And finally, in Washington, we have a majority. We have a president, Mr. Barack Obama. So happy that he's there. He's doing everything he possibly can. It doesn't make any difference what he says. The party of no says no. It doesn't matter. If he says go, they say no. If he says stop, they say no. So we have a majority in the House, a majority in the Senate, but we're just there by a sliver. So you've got to vote. You've got to make sure that everyone understands that we must maintain that majority. I cannot even tell you the difference. I see Dr. McClain sign up, and you need to get out and vote for him. I can't even begin to tell you the difference between being in the minority and being in the majority. It's a difference. So you have to maintain what God has given us. This is a blessing. Mr. Obama is a blessing to the world. And he's certainly a blessing to the nation. And we cannot just leave him up there without a majority. He needs help. He needs all of us. And the other other night when he was speaking, he was talking about the Republicans and how we can't give them the keys anymore because they don't know how to drive. If you put the car in D, you're going forward. That's for the Democrats. You put it in R for the Republicans, you're going backwards. We keep our car in D so that we can go forward and move this nation forward. I don't understand how people don't understand that we were on the brink of the Great Depression, another depression. I don't understand how they don't get it. And I sometimes blame us as Democrats because I don't think we sell our issues correctly. Our message is not there. We don't tell the whole story. And the least little thing we see on Fox News or CNN or something that we see. Did you see the town hall meeting the other day? The town hall meeting, some parts of it, and one lady got up and said something to the President of the United States. She was clear about it. He answered her very succinctly. He had a wonderful answer. She was an African-American woman, but she said that she was tired of supporting him. But when he answered her, her whole demeanor changed. And all day long, they have been playing this lady over and over and over again. You never hear his answer. Just playing this lady over and over again. So we can't get caught up in the okie doke. We've got to be the ones who carry the banner for the Democratic Party. We've got to make sure that everyone comes out and vote because it's so important that we remain in charge. Now, while I served in Tallahassee, my main focus, I had three. Education was number one. Criminal justice, number two. And number three was health care. And Mr. Perry Thurston and I worked on a great criminal justice bill that I see now. The bill is finding its way through Congress. And hopefully we'll be able to make sure that people who leave prison and have not had their rights restored, and Florida is just one of 3 states that doesn't do it, they will be able to get certain licenses so that these people can work. And I had the opportunity to criminalize rape in prison. Before I passed my bill, you can rape someone in prison and they could use the defense of consensual. After passing the bill, you can no longer use consensual. So it's a lot of guards in prison right now because of my bill. I also passed a bill that made it mandatory for people leaving prison to be tested for HIV/AIDS. HIV/AIDS and linked to care in the city of relocation. I also passed a bill just for a pilot program in Miami-Dade for people who are sentenced to jail to be tested for HIV/AIDS when they leave jail and linked to care in their area of relocation. I passed a bill that dealt with the little girl who was missing from foster care, Aurelia Wilson. You remember that? It's called the Aurelia Wilson Act. And what the Aurelia Wilson Act, it requires children who are under the care of the Department of Children and Families to stay in pre-K, or to stay in school from the time they're 2 years old, so they can never be missing, because there will always be another set of eyes, and if they're absent from school, then DCF is notified immediately, and the foster parent must stay while they are absent. I passed another bill called when they beat a little boy to death in a boot camp. Do you remember Martin Lee Anderson? And we had to challenge the governor to exhume his body and to make sure that we found out exactly what killed him, and because of all of that, there are no more boot camps that beat up children in the state of Florida. We got rid of those. I also had the opportunity to help children as we move through this process with the FCAT, and of course you know the FCAT is on the way out now.
Yeah.
We got rid of the FCAT. In the meantime, we have to be very careful about what's going to replace the FCAT. I thought she was coming to tell me my time was up. What's going to replace the FCAT? Just be careful in mindful of Senate Bill 4. Senate Bill 4 says that children entering 9th grade this year will have to take Algebra 2, Geometry, Biology, Chemistry, and Physics. I didn't say that Group 1 had to take it. College, I didn't say college-bound children had to take it. I didn't say bright future scholars had to take those courses. I said every single child. ESE, every child. In order to get it, don't cry. That's not good. That's a bad thing. That's ridiculous. So just be aware that this is why you're going to need Alex Sink, because that's something that's going to have to be defeated. In other words, you're talking about dropouts and children not going to school. So it kind of eased by with Senate Bill 6. Remember when the big hullabaloo about the teachers' pay went by? Well, Senate Bill 4 and Senate Bill 6 was together. So people really weren't paying attention to Senate Bill 4. They were paying attention to Senate Bill 6 because Senate Bill 6 was going to hit the teachers' pocketbooks. But Senate Bill 4 was just about children. So people weren't really paying attention. So it passed. So be very careful. I want you to keep that on the radar, Senate Bill 4. And when you get the opportunity, discuss it with your children, discuss it with your friends, your neighbors, and everyone else that you know who has children in school. And be very mindful with your school board. I heard there are people in here running for the school board now. Be very cautious of that. My school board is on top of it because I make sure that they're on top of everything. So I guess this will be my school board too, huh? So first of all, I want to lastly thank you for your support. I won very big in Broward. I had 9 people in my race. And I got 40% of the vote. I mean, that's election history. That is something that happened, and I want to thank all of you so much for your support. I still have a November 2nd election. I'm running against an independent. You don't even need to know their name. Just go to the polls and just go straight down